everybody, what's going on, right? I read today that a 20-week abortion ban has been passed. I believe it's in the 15th state now. And it's very sickening to me. It's very sickening and it's very scary. I had an abortion after 20 weeks, and I'm proud of it. It was the best choice I've ever made. And had I not made that choice, let's say I had survived, then that child would be going through absolute hell, the same hell that I went through, and then some. And no child deserves that. I also do not believe in adoption, because I've lived it. So, moving on. Those are my personal opinions, and I can go into them in detail in another video. But, had I not been able to access an abortion clinic, I would have killed myself. I had everything ready. And I remember one lady told me on here, you needed a therapist, not an abortion. Right, first of all, I've been having therapy since I was about 6 years old. Secondly, you don't know my circumstances. They don't know your circumstances, they don't know our situation, they don't know our mind, they don't know anything about what's going on. And in order to have an abortion, you don't need to have some traumatic story. You can simply just not want to have a child. That's enough of a reason. Don't feel like if you just don't want to have a kid that you don't have a reason enough. Not wanting a kid is totally reason enough. In my case, the first time I was very suicidal, and it was either kill myself or get rid of it. I could not handle it. Did not want it. Another thing that I would like to point out is that abortion does not cause mental illness. Research has proved this time and time again, but aunties continue to lie and say that it does, when in actuality it's giving birth that results in the most mental illness. Now, if you have a mental illness, it flares up a bit during, or typically flares up a bit during pregnancy. That doesn't mean you shouldn't get pregnant, that doesn't mean you shouldn't have children, but mine did. I have PTSD, and we'll stop at that one right now, and it completely was just out of control, and there's no way that I could have stayed pregnant, and there's no way that I should have had to. So I really worry about the women now who are facing these things, that they're facing just a blank wall, and not just them. I hear from so many women who won't access legal abortion care because they're afraid of what these ignorant, horrible, cruel aunties think of them, not realizing that once you're done, they're never going to look at you again. They don't care about you. They don't care about you if you have the kid. It doesn't matter. They don't care. They just want to attack you and to control you. So please, I beg you, you're not a bad person. You're not a bad woman. You're not a murderer. You're not killing a baby. None of those things. And the fact that they get out there and say all these lies and use deception, such as with a mental health thing, saying that abortion causes cancer or it causes a mental illness, those are all deceptive lies that have not been proven. Saying that abortion is dangerous, no, it's one of the most safest medical procedures when done in a legal and safe environment with a doctor that is skilled. It's one of the most safest medical procedures, period. So the fact that they're shunning away from all these statistics and stuff like that should tell you enough. Because if you're so right in your belief, then why would you need to lie, right? Because of these abortion bans, let me see. I had it up here. I had it up here a minute ago. Thanks to this, right? Thanks to the abortion bans that the aunties have been putting in place, and I'm going to call them anti-lifers. They're not anti-choice; they're anti-life to me, right? Thanks to all their lies and about that. Thanks to all their lies and deception and attacking women, they have made it to where in America, women once more account for approximately 200,000 women annually dying from self-induced abortions. So it's not just suicide that women risk. It's self-induced abortion is very dangerous. I don't need to go into the details of what goes on when you have a self-induced abortion or when you try, but it can not only harm you permanently, but it can kill you, of course. So the bottom line is this: if all you anti-lifers are so pro-life and you really care about life, then you would start thinking about the woman who has had a life before you start thinking about the fetus, which is a potential life. Having an abortion because you know that your circumstances are not right, having an abortion because you don't want a kid, having an abortion because you don't like kids, having an abortion because you're depressed and you don't want it, having an abortion for any reason does not make you a bad woman. It does not make you a killer. It does not make you anything bad. It makes you completely selfless. And this is a topic that people need to think about. Bringing a child into this world is not just, it's not like going and having your hair done. Bringing a child into this world is a huge, huge deal. You're giving your life up. You're completely giving your life up for another being. And if you're not, then you're putting that child through things it doesn't need to go through. Having a child would ruin many people's lives, and so they make the choice to abort. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Knowing how many... Oh, one more thing. Knowing that abortion does not go down. In fact, it stays about the same when abortion is legal and illegal. But the death of women go up when it is illegal. Knowing that... Sorry, there's a fly. Knowing that, I don't understand how anti-lifers can claim to be so pro-life, because until you start caring about the fact that women are going to die, that's it. Women already are dying because of self-induced abortions. But knowing that, and knowing if we look back prior Roe versus Wade, how in this world can you dare say you are pro-life? What happened is the anti-choice movement dubbed the title pro-life, even though it does not describe them. They're not godly people, they're not good people. Anyone who can get out or get online even, and try to hurt other people with names, with lies, with deception, that's not a good person to me. A good person to me is someone who thinks about what's going on, looks at their situation and says, right, this has to be done because it's best for me and or the fetus. Right? That's a good person. Please don't let these antis ever make you doubt yourself or ever make you feel bad about yourself. You're not a bad person. That's all there is to it. The bad people are the ones who are trying to put these bans into motion so that more women will die or harm themselves. Abortion bans are not going to stop abortion. I can guarantee you from a personal perspective that if I was to get pregnant now and I could not access abortion, I completely was self-induced. I don't think that it's the smartest idea. I don't think it's the safest idea. But I think we need to start building up a community of women and doctors and medical officials or whatever you want to say, who know how to do it, so that if it does become completely illegal, we at least have the intelligence and the know-how to go about this without having to risk our lives. But we need to build that up. But as of right now, with all the risks, I completely would. And I'm not alone in that, sadly. So, anti-choicers, anti-lifers, don't listen to them. Anybody who cares more about a potential life over a real life, who gets out there and says horrible, horrible things, demeaning things to women who are trying to do the right thing, they're not worth your time. They're not worth listening to, if you ask me. So, as long as you know it's right in your heart, that's all that matters. They don't exist. They don't exist. Alright, I'm going to go and do some stuff, and I will talk to you guys later. And again, if anybody needs to talk, please email me. Either email address works. Alright, talk to you guys soon.